Welcome, my friends, to the fourth installment of Things to See and Do in Paris. Today we are visiting the graves of some famous people who passed away in Paris and are buried here. This is Père Lachaise Cemetery. Now, before we continue, I want to thank you all for the encouragement you're giving me to continue this series of Things in Paris. Don't forget, please subscribe and give me a like. It'll help me with this algorithm business. Let's get on with the show.
Before you slip into...
Well, we've arrived at the nondescript grave of Jim Morrison. Used to be a bit more elaborate, but people used to chip away at the headstones, so it's actually surrounded by a wire fence, and I'm leaning on it, and as are lots of others. But yeah, Jim Morrison. You got to look for it because it doesn't stand out. Well, my good friends, after walking around for half an hour in this cemetery, I finally arrived at the monument and gravesite of Oscar Wilde, the literary genius. He passed away in 1900 here in Paris, and regardless of his fame, his writing stands the test of time. Oscar Wilde. There we are. It's a pretty big monument. He deserves it. Edith Piaf, The Little Sparrow. Took a little while to find this grave, but we persevere and we do get it. This is actually a family grave where two others are buried with her. But, people come to see the grave of Edith Piaf. I think she died in 1963, if my memory serves me right. She started singing in the streets as an urchin, as they call them, and then graduated to cabaret, and she was discovered by a cabaret owner who decided to make her famous, and she became famous. Not because of him, but because she had talent. But unfortunately, she lived a tragic life. If you haven't seen the film La Vie en Rose with the fabulous Marion Cotillard, I suggest you do see it. It's a wonderful movie. Marion Cotillard won the Academy Award for that movie. Well, there you go, Edith Piaf. Well, folks, we've got here two for the price of one. Husband and wife, Simone Signoret and Yves Montand. Both of them were fantastic actors. Yves Montand was also a great singer. Simone Signoret won the Academy Award during her tenure as an actress. And Yves Montand made many great movies. They were very, very famous in the mid to late 1900s. She passed away in 1985 and he passed away in 1991. A great pair of actors. They were loved in France. Simone Signoret and Yves Montand. Well, my friends, we're now approaching the grave and monument of one of the greatest musicians that ever lived. Of course, we're talking about Frédéric Chopin. His grave is well maintained by his aficionados that come virtually every day to clean it, replace dead flowers, make sure everybody's behaving themselves around the Grand Master. Yeah, fresh flowers. Candles are all nicely set up. Anybody who's played piano or is interested in music knows one or two of his pieces, if not lots. One of the greatest. He emulated Mozart by playing in concerts at the age of 8 and in front of royalty at the age of 12. He also composed. They knew he was a genius because at the age of 4 he was writing poetry. But then again, he had to leave Poland to come and find his fame and fortune. Well, not so much fortune because he never made much money, but fame at least here in Paris. There you go. When you come to Paris and you look around and you say, my God, what a beautiful city. The buildings are just gorgeous. The streets are wide. People are happy, mostly. Well, it's all thanks to George Haussmann, who is interred here at Père Lachaise. George Haussmann was commissioned by Napoleon III to redesign, modernise Paris. So he got rid of all the slums, he got rid of all the cemeteries, placed all the bones of the cemeteries in the catacombs, which I talk about in one of my previous videos. Yeah, George Haussmann. He did it all under the auspices of Napoleon III. Wonderful place, Paris. On the outside wall of Père Lachaise Cemetery is a 400-metre long list of all the Parisians who died in the First World War. It is scary. Let me just slowly scan along here. The names, just about everybody. And there are tens of thousands. It just keeps going on and on and on and on, all the way down to the end of the cemetery there, which is about 400 metres. This plaque was put up in 2018 as a commemoration, the 100th commemoration of the end of the First World War. Well, folks, it's a terrible sight. War is a terrible thing. Love each other. Well, my friends, I think that's about it. I've worn myself out today at Père Lachaise. It's just a small snippet of the number of famous people who are buried here, but I'm just trying to keep it relevant. So not too many, won't drag it out too long. hundreds and hundreds of people just keep pouring in. So once again, thank you for tuning into my channel. I will be doing more on Paris, as it seems to be very popular. So don't forget, give me a like, subscribe, and keep this old man happy. Thank you very much. All right, folks, keep smiling, stay positive. Bye for now.